Hello, my cyber babies. Pulling it up from the bottom of my diaphragm to coming up in my throat to come to you and say, welcome. Welcome, one and all. It's Mother Love, the even more fabulous Mother, Dr. Mother Love, coming to you live and in living color. Oh, I got a bunch of colors going on around me. We're trying to keep it real, trying to keep it all right, keeping it moving. Mr. Cool TLC is on the line with me. What say you, Mr. TLC?
What's up? What's good? What's happening? Where everybody at on the front side and the back row? Hey, how
Oh,
you doing?
they're in the back row. You got to speak up so they can hear you in the back row. Okay, so this is something that I was just really kind of taken aback about. Well, I shouldn't say taken aback about it, but I was just like, I didn't even know that they were going through this. Because when you think about it, I mean, the pandemic, that COVID-19 jacked so many people up, it wasn't even funny. I mean, it has just been horrific. Over 1 million people, 1 million Americans died. Around the world, it's just horrific. And they had put a moratorium on like the utility companies and the landlords that they couldn't raise the rent at the time, and
Right.
they would help you pay for your utilities. They cut where you didn't have to, they couldn't do a shut off notice because you couldn't go to work. And the same thing with the student loans. They stopped the student loan from having to garner all this interest, so people could try to get some footing going through this. And one of the things that kind of tripped me out was like landlords, the people that had a property for renters, they were struggling too. They are still having a lot of issues, because when you think about it, I don't know about where other people do it, but in the state of California, when you go to rent a property, they run a credit check, and they want 4 or 5 credit checks if you look at 4 or 5 places. They want the first month, the last month, and a deposit. So say you pay them $2,500 on a spot. So then you got to pay first month's rent, last month's rent. That's $5,000. Then you got to pay a $2,500 deposit. Okay, that's $7,500 that you get up. Then you got to get your utilities cut on. You got to get your phone transferred. You got to get your car transferred. You might have stuff in storage, and it can get up to over $10,000 just trying to move into a rental property. And now they're saying that the landlords are struggling to get renters. We're struggling to pay for gas. We're struggling to pay for the rent. We're struggling with the food prices. And they're struggling, especially in some of the richest cities in the country. Well, we know New York and LA and Boston and Chicago are sky high rent peak places. And just trying to get a hold on the whole rental situation could really wipe you out. Has it ever caused you a struggle just to move to another place, Mr. Cool TLC? Terry, what happened to you? Oh, he didn't. I don't know what happened. He's not even on the phone. But anyway, he'll come back in with me and get it back up on the screen here. And it's like, what they're doing is they're trying to fill up their apartments with whoever they can get. I mean, they're giving out all kind of incentives. This is, it's a lot of saving grace for a lot of the renters, but still, it is extremely costly to move from wherever you are. I mean, I keep saying I want to move. I want to move to California. I have never stayed in one place this long. I didn't even live in my hometown this long. And I keep saying, because I'm not a nomad. I just have a short attention span. And I'm like, okay, let's go someplace else. We could do some more else stuff somewhere else. And I have moved. I haven't moved a lot. I think I've moved maybe in my entire lifetime 6 times. And that was enough. And I mean, I can literally think of all the places that I moved from the time I left home at 17. I moved to college. I lived in the dorm for 2 or 3 years till I was like, okay. And they was going to put me out because they said I was a menace to campus life. Could you imagine that? Me, the future Mother Love, being a menace to campus life? I didn't think I was a menace. I just asked a lot of questions and what did a lot of people do and, how does this work? And just moving on campus, we had to have certain things, done for us. And I have to say I was really, I had a privilege of attending college on a full ride. Everything was paid for. My room, my room and board, my meals, my tuition, my books. I even got a stipend every quarter. And so I was able to maneuver, around with it, but it was still a struggle. And then when I wanted to move out off of campus, oh my goodness. And it wasn't as bad as it is now. It really wasn't as bad as it is now, where you have to have so much money to move in. And it can just get really, really crazy. And I mean, we had at one time we were moving. We moved from uh, Ohio to out here. That was kind of traumatic because it was just real traumatic. I was going through a really hard time, and my stuff was all over every place. My mother had some of my stuff, my uncle had some of my stuff, my sister had some of my stuff, and I was like all going through this, and just to get my bearings so I could come out here to California, where I had a great position waiting for me. And it was even though at the time, I had enough money to move wherever I wanted to move in Southern California. And I went around and looked at a lot of places, and every place from the ocean to up in Rancho Cucamonga, because I just like the way it sounded. Rancho Cucamonga, that sounds like a party town. Rancho Cucamonga, that is a party town. And so I'm just all excited, and I looked all over, and I thought I wanted to live in Hollywood. No, I didn't. I don't want to live in Hollywood. Then I said, I'll move to West Hollywood. That's Boys Town out here. My gay brothers and sisters, they love me like I love them. And I was like, I get in way too much trouble. So, Mr. Cool TLC,
yes.
Have you ever had a traumatic moving experience?
Yeah, when the movers was lazy as hell, and was taking their time. I want to hurry up and move. I hate people that you ask to move you, and they just move as slow as they can.
Because they go by the hour.
I don't care about that hour. I got an hour to be up out of here.
I didn't know how fast I could move, how fast I could empty out an apartment or a house until it was time to move. I mean, we cleaned out a house. Well, it was 2 bedrooms and a living room, kitchen, and dining room. But it was all of my stuff at one time. And I moved it all in. And then I got pink eye on my job. I had to go back to Cleveland. I came back, and there was nothing left of my apartment but a yardstick.
That's too much. Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, now I gotta start all over. And it seems like that has been my life thing. I get a bunch of stuff, lose a bunch of stuff, leave a bunch of stuff, somebody take a bunch of stuff, and I just start all over again. And then I do, like I said, I do have a short attention span, and have given a lot of things away in a move. And people will say, we going over her house. She about tired of that furniture. She about tired of that stove and refrigerator. We can go over there and get some stuff out of there. I told you I got friends that say, well, I need a space heater. Don't call Mother Love. I bet you she got a space heater in her garage someplace. I didn't even know I had 3 space heaters. And it's good to be able to give back, to share the wealth with other people. It is, but they don't even understand how traumatic moving is and how expensive it can get. And coming from Cleveland, Ohio to Los Angeles, California, well, I still get sticker shock to this day, and I've been here 30 something. Whoa. Well, did ya tell it? I've been here since 1989, and it's like I still get sticker shock. And then when the pandemic hit, and everybody was going to the Costco and buying up all the toilet paper, going to the drugstore, buying up all the over-the-counter drugs. I mean, we were hard-pressed to get, well, we really weren't hard-pressed because I'm a bulk shopper. But when you moved, what was your biggest adjustment from when you were moving?
I mean, just to put that stuff back. That's the biggest adjustment of anything. Because once you got them boxes up, everything is neat. You like, oh, it's all neat in here. As soon as you start opening them boxes, that's all she wrote. Because you start finding stuff that you be like, I didn't know I had this. You might as well go and get rid of it because you wasn't using it then. And you probably ain't going to use it now. You know what I'm saying? But that's the hardest thing right there, is to put this stuff back, especially in a new surrounding. And you gotta, if you didn't go there to survey it before you move. You know what I'm saying? Some people just move and go straight into their place. They might have looked at it, but they didn't really sit down and say, hey, this is where this gonna go. This is where that gonna go. No. You just get to the house, put the box somewhere.
Wait a minute. And see, and when I move, I always move, I like, maybe, I don't know if I'm normal or not, but when you said, like, when you packing up to move, you looking at stuff, and I have a tendency, when I was packing up to move in different places, you start reminiscing about, where you got this cup from, or, this piece of furniture came from, or, whatever it is, clothes or whatever. And I had to get to a rule, because I people would probably say I'm a closet hoarder. I'm a neat hoarder. I don't like to throw things away, because you know how you got a junk drawer and you put stuff in the junk drawer and you go, I'm gonna need that one day, and then you look and I am never gonna use that.
Right. That's we all do that. We all have that tendency. I don't really reminisce on stuff, because at the time it's usually not, we gotta hurry up and make this move. So, if I didn't do that before I put them in the box, they just gonna be in the box. And then when I get to a new place, I'll be like, oh, I remember that. Okay, back in the box.
See?
Because I ain't gonna never use it.
But we won't throw it away. We won't give it away.
No, I'll throw it away.
Oh,
eventually, I'll throw it away, because it's not gonna serve a purpose, and I need room for the new stuff that I'm buying that I ain't gonna use. I need that, because we do that too.
Wait a minute, you said you need room to buy the new stuff that you're not gonna use. That's
right.
Right. Oh man, you ain't have to even go there with that one. That is, oh my God. We were moving and we were packing up, and I packed up our son's room, and then I pack them up, by room, everything that goes in the bathroom, in the bedrooms, in the second bedroom, in the office. So that goes and gets delivered right there. And because I was moving across country, we got them big giant trucks. So when we came back to California from doing a TV show, this big giant transatlantic, whatever it was, Atlas. It was that's the trucking company, I think. Whatever it was an 18-wheeler, right? And it pulls up in front of our house. And I said, oh, our stuff must be on the back of the truck, because they go to the first house to get the stuff off the back of the truck, right? And I said, so our stuff is on the back of the truck. He said, oh, Mrs. Mary, all of this stuff in this truck is for you. And I went, I got enough stuff to fill up an 18-wheeler truck. And we shipped 2 cars from back from New York, shipped 2 cars. And the carrier said, okay, now what you want to do is you want to put as much stuff in your car, especially your delicate stuff, put it in your car, in your trunk, just pack up the front seat, just make enough room for the driver to get in the seat and get out of the seat. And I had never seen anything like that in my life. And they called us to come and pick up the cars, and they backed them up. I said, well, why the cars all full? He said, this is all your stuff.
Right. Because you never know how much stuff you got until you move. When you do make that move, regardless to whatever, it may be cross country, it may be just down the street, around the block. When you make that move, you start realizing how much dumb stuff you got. Because after a while, because you never used it. And we keep stuff just because, well, one day you might have like 18 crystal punch bowls. And you be like, I'm gonna use them one day. You ain't had a party yet.
See,
so when you gonna use the punch bowl? They just sitting there collecting dust.
And see, I'm the kind of person. You know how when we was growing up, they said, "Oh, we just gonna save the good china for holidays and special occasions." And I'm like, why would I? Every day is a special occasion. Every day that I get up, they got a Y in it. That's a special occasion. And I remember it was just, for no particular reason, I decided to cook this big fancy dinner for my family. So we rarely ate in our dining room. We had a formal dining room, and we rarely ate in there. And I said, I'm going to put out the good stuff, and we're going to put out the china, and I'm going to set the table. It's going to be off the chain. The grandkids came in. They was like, who coming over? I said, what you mean, who coming over? They said, why you got all the fancy dishes on the table? I thought that was just for company. I said, that's for family first. I don't want to have anything that I can't use. Somebody gave me a Costa Bota bowl. It's a small bowl. It's hand blown glass, and it's like really expensive. You could literally sit the bowl in your hand like this. It's really, really expensive. And I put that in there. My grandkids thought they could eat cereal out the bowl. They don't have no respect for, heirlooms and
Right,
stuff
they
like
don't
that.
know. They don't know nothing. But first of all, listen. Blame me if you want to, but I just don't get with setting the dishes up in the living room. This ain't Better Homes and Gardens. This ain't put it all together because I got a plate set up in the living room on my dining room set, but we using Dixie plates and plastic plates in the microwave that
I,
I'm never gonna use these plates,
I
but
don't
once in a blue moon.
see. See, that I use all the stuff. I mean, I will use everything. I'll whip it out in a minute. And the kids were just so excited, because they saw the napkins on with the napkin rings, and I had set the table all beautiful. And it was just they said, "Well, why would you do that?" I said, "Because I love you guys, and I want y'all to have. I don't want you to think that it's only for special occasions. Every day is a special occasion. Every day that has a Y in it, you make it a special occasion." And I forgot all about it. One of my granddaughters brought it up the other day. And she was like, "I remember so and so and such and such," because we came out of a really big house and we downsized it because they were like, whatever was they done to hear reason, whatever, that's on them. And I said, "We don't need all this stuff. We don't need all this space. We living in a 5,000 square foot. Okay, it was 4,947 square feet. We had two garages, one for two cars and one for another car. We only had one car, and so we turned the other smaller garage into well, it actually turned into a storage room, and we put the exercise equipment down there. And it was like, okay, this is just way too much stuff. I mean, I was looking in my pantry, and I used to like to do. I still like to do it, but it's a lot of work when you're having a dinner party and getting everything ready and putting out the fancy food containers, and putting all the ambiance and making the table all pretty and everything. And our people come in and they inhale food. I'm like, can y'all just sit down and take y'all
Right.
time and eat? It took me 2-3 days to cook this food, and it's not even Thanksgiving. And so they were, I was like, I don't need all this stuff. So after one of the things I did after I lost all that weight, I mean, and I had a very extensive plus size woman wardrobe, and I
Right.
was like, I'm keeping this stuff. What if I gained the weight back? I got this is like really good stuff. And then I decided I'm gonna have a yard sale. And what I did was I partnered up with one of the local recreation centers, and they gave me like a nice big enough room, and we turned it into Shea Mother Loves Boutique. And I got all the stuff out of me, everything from bras and wigs and slips. And I didn't know women out in California didn't wear slips. They don't wear pantyhose either. And that was a trip for me. And all the
Right.
clothes and everything. And we had them on the rack. And so I had my son and my husband get our stuff that they weren't wearing and weren't going to wear it again. Go tell me, "Oh, that suit is out of style." Well, why is it in your closet if you think it's out of style? Let's go downtown and get you another one. Whatever. So when we got finished, we had a nice little boutique, and we got the racks, and everything. And, it was like going into it was Shea Mother Loves Boutique. And I'll never forget this. And I didn't know when you lose weight, you lose weight all over. And so my wigs
Right.
got really big on my head, right? And so I said, I don't know if anybody gonna want to do this. And I was like, if they don't want to get them, that's fine, because I got them all cleaned and I had them all dressed by the hairstylist, and they look beautiful. And so they bought all the people bought all the wigs out, and it was a mother, a grandmother, a mother, and her daughter. So it's 3 generations of women, and these are all full figured women. They got some chi-chis. They got enough chi-chis. They could have, if they was breastfeeding, they could have breastfed a whole neighborhood that had that many chi-chis. And
Right.
so they came over, and I had them all laid out like they have it at Victoria's Secret, but on a bigger table. And they came over, they said, "These are the prettiest bras I've ever seen." And I said, "Well, come here, you want to see how it fits on you?" I had a tape measure. The majority of women in this country still today do not wear the right size bra. They just, I don't know what the reason is. We started getting measured for our brasiers as soon as I got chi-chis. And what was I like? I went to bed in a t-shirt and an undershirt, and I woke up and it was all tight. And I was like, oh my God, where did these things come from?
Right. Right.
And they're there. And so we started, our mother started us wearing good foundation. She said, you make sure you get a good bra and a good girdle. And we started with long line bras where it came all the way down your waist and carrying on. I was like, God, let me buy my own underwear because I would never wear this again. Well, these three ladies came in and they were hovering around the lingerie table. I had, other little night things, house slippers and all kind of cute stuff. And they said, I measured the grandmother, and she wore the same size bra I used to wear, a 44 double D. I measured her. She didn't even wait till we had a little dressing area. She didn't even wait to go behind the counter, behind the curtain, before she wanted to try her brassiere on. And she tried the brassiere on, and she came from up in between the racks, and she said, oh my, and she didn't have her shirt on. She just had the brassiere on in her pants. And I said, where's your? She said, I have never, ever had a brassiere that fit this well on me. Yep, young ladies, that's what the long word for bra is, brassiere. And they were like, what's a brassiere? Like, right. They didn't know what it was. And she literally started to cry. Then her daughter goes in. She gets, because I was, losing weight in stages. I went from a 44 double D. Then when I hit 40 double D, I was like, okay, when am I going to get out of double Ds? The bra lady told me, she said, oh, that's not going to happen. You're going to have yours from the middle all the way around, almost under your armpit. I was like, thank you, lady. And to see the joy and that they had on their faces, all three of them. And the younger daughter, she wanted all the fancy stuff, all the
yeah, she going for the gusto.
And it was just really overwhelming for me to know that something that simple can make somebody that happy. Just put on a bra that fit.
That's the difference between men and women. Men can't sell their drawers or give their drawers away, or they wife beaters. They can't. It's just it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in a million years. Because I can't see no man being like, oh man, I'm glad you got these drawers right here, man.
Well, I didn't have panties out there. I just had brassieres and slips.
Yeah, but I mean, that's undergarment. Men are not selling undergarments. They're not even giving them away.
Wait a minute, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why men can't sell undergarments. Let me tell you why. Because you will wear them till they fall off your body.
Right, but they not made for nobody else to wear once you in the drawers. What? Them brassieres, whatever y'all think that is, that's good. That's what y'all do, that's good. But we can't tell no white. I can't go to my dude and be like, man, I lost some weight, man, but I got these big old wife beaters. You want them? He gonna be like, hell no. Come on.
And we're not my underwear, my panties. We are not wearing the same panties. One of my sisters fell out. I ain't gonna call her name, but she know who she is. She knows who she is. She will come into my bedroom, go into my underwear drawer, and see, oh, these is pretty. I never seen these. And I used to like the 7-day-a-week panties where they got the day on them, Sunday through Saturday. And I like, that way you got wearing a clean pair of panties every day. Well, she came in and took a whole row of them out. She said, oh, she got panties for the whole week. So then she decided she was going to give them back to me. And because I was like, what happened to I had a brand new pack of, day panties. Where are they? So she didn't have a problem. She said, girl, I saw all them pretty panties in your drawer. And I said, oh, I'm going to wear some of them, but I'm going to give them back to you. I'm like, oh,
no, you not.
No,
you not. No. But that's why I said it can never be a dude. Even if we don't sell our drawers, we can't even give a dude a wife beater. Hey man, if it ain't still in the pack and brand new, he ain't gonna about to be like, oh man, what you do with them wife beaters that you don't use no more? Can I get them? No, bruh. See, no.
See, now that's just so that to me, and they won't. I have to, when I go through my husband's stuff, and I used to go through my son's stuff too, and I would go through his stuff, and I'm like, Why do you still have this? Oh, well, and you don't have an excuse. And I'm like, just go get you some new
No,
underwear. That's
we
all
do
you
got
got to
an
do.
excuse.
You ain't
We
got to
do
have that
got a
forever.
we do got an excuse. See, that's what y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand the comfortability of being comfortable. See, when the drawers is broke in, like when you first get them, and every fella know they all super tight, especially if you wear briefs. If you wear briefs, I ain't talking about whitey tighties, because there's some men that still wear whitey tighties, but it's some men
Tidy
that wear
whities.
yeah, I call them tighty whiteys though. That's what I call them. That's what they are.
Whitey
They
tighty.
tight and they white.
Mm,
But and then you got the dudes that wear boxers. Then you got
right.
the dude that wear boxer shorts.
Right.
And the boxer shorts don't break in until they get good and wore in. That's why we be like, oh man, them my comfortable draws. You don't understand. But y'all be looking at it like, oh nah, these draws done had it. Nah, girl. Them draws got comfortability in them. They
No
comfortable.
elasticity left in the waistband. The front where you're supposed to
though.
go to the bathroom, it's all charred up, And
but they comfortable. They comfortable though.
See, when we were going through that, I made it a point to make sure all he had to do was go in the drawer and get a pack of brand new underwear, because I knew if I was going to throw it away, I'm going to replace it. And he's like, what happened to my lucky? Women don't have lucky underwear.
Right.
We don't.
Right. We do got lucky draws. That's the problem. Y'all don't know the difference between draws and lucky draws. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the drawer. Just stay out the drawer.
Wait a minute, you got to speak up a little bit on this, because see, my head is all down and carried on, and maybe I'm missing something. You're saying that there really is, because when he was saying his lucky underwear, his lucky socks, I mean, I could understand a lucky towel, but he said lucky. What happened to my lucky underwear? Well, what makes them lucky?
It makes them lucky because at the time, whenever something was happening, them was the drawers that was with me that saved whatever was going on. It saved the situation. It don't matter what it was. Them is my lucky draws. And that's what we roll with, and that's what we stay with.
I'm talking about ride or die with y'all lucky draws and lucky socks. And I remember my son telling me one time, he must have been a teenager, and he's a clothes horse and a shoe fanatic like I am. And he had on two different socks. And I said, well, baby, why you got on two different socks? He said, oh, mama, this is a pair of my lucky socks. I'm like, that's not a pair. You got on mismatched socks. He said, well, mama, you don't understand. This one is lucky for this, and this one was lucky for that.
Right.
And he really just worked to justify that. I was like, whatever floats your boat, baby. You could say that, okay. But lucky underwear, the kind of underwear women have? Women have period underwear and not period underwear.
Yeah, but y'all do have that bra that'll just y'all will hold on that with the last call for alcohol. You don't care if the underwire is broke. Y'all would put duct tape on it. Y'all would do everything to hold on to that bra, because all y'all say is bras is expensive. You don't know how much we pay for
these. They are.
But them might as well be y'all lucky draws. Y'all just don't say lucky. Y'all be holding on to them until the underwire be poking you.
And that therein lies the reason why I have always had custom brassieres. I really tried to go get one from the store, from one of the little department stores, or from someplace that I like shopping, and I try to, it just doesn't give me the support that I need. So I've always invested in my undergarments and my bras, and then when they came out with Spanx, oh my God. It was a 2-man operation, and I did have lucky Spanx, because I had underwear on up under the Spanx, but you could take a woman and dump her in a Spanx, because that's what my husband had to do with me. It was a 2-person operation. I'm like, okay, honey, we going out. I got to put my Spanx on, and you got to pull it up. And see, men don't understand the pain and agony we go through just to make sure nothing is hanging on. We don't have a back titty, and a front titty, and we don't have the two on the side, so you look like you got 4 or 5 of them. You got to get good foundations. And I always go, there's a place out here called it's called the Wizard of Bras. And we used to go when we were in Cleveland. Remember the department store Rosenblum's?
No, I don't remember them.
You don't remember Rosenblum's downtown?
Mm-mm.
That was down there with Halle Brothers and the May Company.
Nah, I don't remember them. Man, we shopped in them other spots, but I don't remember them.
Oh, okay. Well, this when we went to Rosenblum, I remember IJ Fox, the Fox store, the Furrier.
Yeah, I knew about IJ Fox. Yeah,
Okay, well, okay, it was around in there, Rosenblum's, and we went to Rosenblum's and got custom fitted for bras. And I wore the biggest bra in our family of the girls in our family until our youngest sister. When she popped out. And I used to tell her, that's why you got all them chi-chis. Because she used to always try to embarrass me in front of my boyfriends. And she would come out and say, she got the biggest titties in the world. And she would run back upstairs and he would say, why did she do that? I said, because she kind of wacky. She's special. And when hers came out, she literally went from a flat chest to sister full bosom. And she was like, I ain't going to get them, bro. I'm like, yes, you are. We gonna help you take care of them chi-chis. Oh, yes, you are. It's good that because these are the only two suckers you could trust. Oh, did I just say that? Yeah, these are the only two suckers I could trust. And so it was imperative, that I keep, make sure I got good foundations.
right.
Because when you get to be a certain age, you can have all the foundation in the world, spend all the money on it in the world. Most expensive bra I ever spent money, but most expensive bra I ever purchased was a custom made bustier with the bra, which you could take the straps off and make it a strapless bra, take the bottom off and just put the bottom on. And I spent $225 on it, and I still got it. I can't wear it. It's not holding anything.
No, let it go. Let it go.
Up.
Let it go. Let it go. Nope, let it go. It ain't no good. It ain't doing no purpose. Let it go.
But you gotta get back on the mic.
I let it go. That's all I can say.
See, and I was looking in my drawer just the other day, and I said it doesn't make any sense for any one person to have this many pairs of socks. It doesn't make any difference. When they start getting, sometimes clothes start feeling crunchy on me. I'm like, okay, I got to replace that. And I got a pile over there and I have a pile over here. And that's when I learned to not be as much of a closet hoarder. And my thing now is if I haven't worn it, if I haven't seen it or worn it or used it in 3 years, I'm giving it away if it's still in good shape. And then I go through the box and I go, oh, I can't give that away. Oh, I can't give that away. And when I was a big girl, my wardrobe stylist at one time, he went and got purchased for the show for me 3 cashmere coats. One for my long evening gowns, one was a jacket, and one was, just a cute little wraparound thing. Well, the jacket I had to get taken up and had these big giant pockets on it. And the lady said, yeah, I could take that up for you, mother love, but now you're going to have your pockets touching each other on the back of the coat.
Right.
I won't give it away. I just can't give it away. I got a mink coat that I don't wear. I mean, where am I going to go? Where am I going to wear mink at in California? But I keep that mink coat in storage. I know that's crazy. I don't even see that darn coat, but I paid the man to put my mink coat in the Frigidaire. That's just crazy.
That's good for you, because it would have been a coat. That coat would have been a jacket, a sock, a shoe. It would have been made into something else. I would have got the wear and tear out of that joint. I ain't gonna lie.
See, and people say, well, why don't you just sell it? And it's custom made and it's handmade, and my coat is made out of female pelts, which are heavier. And it's got when she did the lining, she said, well, what do you want to say? I said, well, on one side, I want my initials on the side, and on the other side, I want my signature Mother Love on it, and she said, okay, I can do that. Man, when she bought that coat to me, and Kennedy put that mink coat on my back, and we were in New York. And I mean, I didn't want to take it off. I kept that coat on. I think I slept in it a couple of times. I'm pretty sure. I know I did the first time.
Hell no.
I did. I went and put it. I said, oh no, this is mink. This is my mink. Thank you. What? Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was just really something. And I wore maybe one winter. Not even the whole winter.
Oh man, that coat would have been gone.
See that
coat would have been gone. All I would have seen was dollar signs.
See, and I some stuff I can see like that, but some stuff not. Like my purses, I'll spend a lot of money on my pocketbooks and I'll spend a lot of money on my shoes. I could be out there in a pair of $400 Salvatore Ferragamos with a matching handbag and have on a dress I got from It's a Wrap because somebody else wore it on a TV show. Oh, yes, I will. Yes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because that's what women do. I mean, I get that because that's what women do. Purse and shoes. That's
And
what they do
clothes
all day.
and jewelry.
And
One of
jewelry.
my relatives, and now she is not as big as a little 16-ounce water bottle, ain't big as a minute, just a little dripping. She is a shopaholic. I mean, first time I went up in her bedroom, because she had clothes downstairs in her dining room. She had a big clothes rack. That's when I thought, oh, I should have a clothes rack like that in the department store too. So she got a big clothes rack. Clothes still got that tags on them. I mean, and this is not inexpensive stuff. I mean, this chick spent a lot of money on her clothes and didn't even wear them. She said, where I'm going to wear them at. I don't go nowhere fancy like that. I just like to shop. And I was like, why could I not be her size? I would never wear the same thing twice. Never.
Oh
And see, and
yeah.
one of the things me and a couple of my girlfriends, when we came out here, especially after I lost weight. So after I lost weight, and they know I'm a clothes horse, what we would do is we would swap out wardrobes. Like she'll bring me 15 outfits out of her closet. I'll give her 15 outfits out of my closet. So that expands everybody's wardrobe. Then we rotate. We go through our group. And that really saved us a lot of money because you didn't have to, keep doing all that crazy stuff.
Right,
You
right,
know. And talk
right.
about spending money. Okay, we have 3 teenage grandchildren now. And lots of teenage friends. And they have lots of teenage friends. And they want to come over, hang out. And they eat like they just got out the penitentiary and they have food in a long time. They like lay their face over the plate to suck it up. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all. Do you understand how much food is costing these days? Feeding a teenager is a lot. Then you
Right.
think about you got to feed 3 teenagers. I mean, you went to the grocery store and out here they was just gouging us, man. They had a dozen of eggs for $12.99 for eggs. Chicken
Right.
wing. Now, wasn't chicken wing like the cheapest part of the chicken you could buy?
Right. Yeah.
$25. $25 for a bag of chicken wings. Same ones that cost us $10 like 3 weeks ago. Milk is ridiculous. I mean, $5.69 for a half a gallon of milk, $6.96 for a half a gallon of orange juice. I'm like, Dad, you just going for the basics. I'm like, y'all better not just
Right.
inhale that. We're gonna just like funnel this to you because y'all act like this food just magically appears in the refrigerator.
Right. Right. That's why I be looking. Unfortunately, I don't have to deal with that teenage stuff. I'm glad. I'm glad, and I ain't got to deal with them coming over the house trying to go because I make sure the house look empty. They be like, "Dag, you ain't got no food over here." I know. This is the refrigerator. I got another refrigerator that they don't see.
See, and wait a minute. And if my refrigerator, if they can see the light in the refrigerator, it's empty. I haven't been. I'm like, that's a refrigerator full of food. What's wrong with you? And they're like, we don't want to eat that. I'm like, well, you ain't hungry. Remember when we was growing up, you ate whatever they cooked and you ate what was ever on your plate.
Right. That was it. But this is this new age parents. I don't see why everybody keeps saying back in the day we did this. When did it stop? When did y'all consider it to stop? I hate when people say that. Well, back in the day we did. Well, you should be doing it now. You should be doing it right now. You shouldn't say back in the day nothing.
And then their back in the day is a lot sooner than our back in the day. When I'm talking back in the day, I'm talking about 10, 20, 30 years ago. They talking about last summer.
Right. But I'm still gonna keep the same philosophy I had 10, 15 years ago. You don't eat in this house, you don't eat what I make, then go get your own.
Right.
And don't ask me for the money to go get your own.
No. That's why I kept me a job because I didn't want to eat everything that they cooked. I didn't like chitlins. I did like liver. When I was eating meat, I loved liver and onions and gravy and rice and a nice salad, and
Right.
But now the kids, well, I don't eat liver. I don't like broccoli. I don't want tomatoes. I'm like, you'll be a hungry son of a biscuit eater waiting on me to, think this, you at Shea Mother Loves kitchen. That's not getting ready to happen. You're going to eat what I put on the table.
And how can you,
food.
Right. How can you eat? How can you say you hate something and you ain't never ate it? That's the thing that be killing me. Well, I don't like Brussels sprouts and I don't like broccoli. Have you ever ate it? No, I don't ate it, but what you don't know then. Quit saying you don't like nothing you ain't never had. Well, it look funny. It don't look right. Well, what it's supposed to look like? Tell me what it's supposed to look like. Some fish sticks, some Cheetos. What it's supposed to look like? Please give me the analogy of what you trying to say.
And I'm like, where do you think you get off saying, well, I don't want to eat this and I don't want to eat that? I was like, cool, I eat it. You'll be hungry and you bet not go in my kitchen and make something else. That ain't jumping up. Well, we have one son. And even when the nieces and nephews come over, I tell them the same thing. This ain't you're going to eat what I put on the table. Right. And then when I changed my eating habits and changed, when I stopped eating beef, when I stopped eating pork, when I stopped smoking cigarettes, stopped drinking Jack Daniels, everybody was like, you ain't no fun no more. You eat all that healthy stuff, twigs and sprigs and sprouts and leaves. And I'm like, and I'm going to be healthy. And
so what you trying to tell?
When you was growing up, didn't you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, I did. So you trying to tell me, since you stopped eating beef, pork, smoking and drinking, the kids was asking you where was the beef, the pork, the smoke, and the drinking? They was asking you about the smoke and the drinking at the same time.
Yeah. Why you ain't smoking no more? You don't smell funny anymore. I said I quit smoking cigarettes.
I thought they was using them too. All right, my fault. That was a whole nother thing.
My husband nor my son never smoked.
Right.
Never smoked a cigarette. I mean, one of the things that prompted me to quit smoking, besides the fact I wasn't paying $2 for a pack of cigarettes, was my husband would say, okay, because I'm an affectionate person. He would say, you got to go brush your teeth because kissing you sometimes is like licking a dirty ashtray. And that cut me to the quick. Wow. That was at the quick. I had one pack of cigarettes left in the freezer, and he said, you're going to need to start smoking outside because I can't stand that smell. And I'm like, well, I can't stand being away from y'all, so cigarettes are not that important to me. There are certain things that, you do and you don't do. And I knew I wasn't going to be a drug addict because they wanted you to spend money for that. I'm like, that's hair and shoe money. I can't get to the nail salon.
Right. I can use that money for something else.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got a habit for. I can use that for another habit.
Right. That one. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And it's another thing that's ticking me off right about now. Everybody that knows me or has been around me know that I am managing type 2 diabetes. I don't say I'm a diabetic. I don't say I have diabetes. I'm managing diabetes. And I have diabetes. It does not have me. And so as we get more seasoned and we got more years under our belt, our bodies slow down, and you can't do all the things that you think you could do or that you used to do way back in the day. So my blood sugars, for the most part, they were being pretty much stabilized. And then I started having issues as I was getting more seasoned, and I was not consuming enough nutrients to make sure all my pieces parts were working together. So anyway, they put me on this medication, Ozempic. I didn't know I was having the side effects from Ozempic, because they got a scabillion side effects for all these new medications. If you take this and your throat or tongue swell up and your eye fall out, if you're walking down the street and your uterus, you trip over because it done fell out your body. Okay. And this is the one that gets me. Well, this could lead to death or stroke or a heart attack. Okay. Isn't death after a stroke or a heart attack?
Right. But they put that in there, and then they say, you might have suicidal thoughts, or I'm like, for real? So I'm gonna take this. I want to kill myself. Okay, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
You might not do it, but you will have suicidal thoughts. I'm like, I don't think so. So for about almost 2 months, it was a good 7 weeks, I couldn't get my prescription filled. there was a shortage. It was a run on Ozempic. And I know that there are a lot of people in the United States and that have diabetes, and they're taking whatever it is that they're taking, to make sure that they can manage their diabetes well. They even got a song about one of them, Jardiance, and I found myself singing a little jingle. I'm like, shut up, you don't even take that. And so I kept calling the doctor called my prescription in, and I sent it up to the drugstore, and I said, can I pick my prescription up yet? She said, we can't even get Ozempic in. And I said, what do you mean you can't get Ozempic in? They manufacture that stuff every day. She said that there were people coming in with an Ozempic prescription to get the drug to help them lose weight, because it does help you lose weight. When I first started taking, I lost 41 pounds in like 4 months, and I wasn't. Everybody kept saying, "What's the matter with you?" They thought either I was on crack, which they shouldn't.
Right.
I had cancer, and I was chemotherapy taking me down. I'm like, I have diabetes. That's enough of a malady for me to deal with.
Right.
And it came off so fast. All my clothes, my hair fell out. My eyebrows were gone. My eyelashes started falling out. You know how you rub your eye, and I rub my eye, and my 10 eyelashes are on my finger. And so she was saying, the pharmacist was saying, we can't keep it in here because people are coming in, and they were willing to pay the full cost of it. And Ozempic is not inexpensive. It's like $1,299 for a month supply. Over $1,000 for a 1 month supply. And she was like, they don't have a problem paying for it because it's helping them lose weight. And so this was my question. It's a drug that you have to have a prescription for. What kind of a doctor is prescribing Ozempic to people who don't have diabetes?
The doctors that are the weight loss doctors, the doctors that really be thinking that people need it. That ain't no question. That ain't no question to ask, because you know who giving them. Your same doctor that you go to will prescribe it to you.
See, and that's so unfair, because then people like myself and other people who have diabetes, can't get access to the drug, because Sissy One Bone down here, who she wouldn't wear 100 pounds soaking wet in leather, but she gonna go over there and get the Ozempic so she could lose 5 more pounds. I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to keep my blood sugar stabilized, and you concerned about that'll help me lose weight. But you don't know what the side effects are, and you don't know how you're going to be affected when you don't have a condition like diabetes or arthritis. People used to come to me and ask for my 800 milligram Motrins, and I'm like, and we would do that. We did. We swapped drugs. I ain't gonna even sit here and lie about that. We would swap drugs. We would swap whatever we did. They would come down. I told you we had a guy in our sphere. He was Willie the Pill Man. Willie had every kind of pill you name. He had uppers, down, the sideways, up and down, inside out. All you had to do is come down. Willie the Pill Man had them for you. And and people knew this. And so they were like, okay, if you give me 5 ibuprofen, I'll give you 5 of these uppers, or I'll give you 5 of these downers if you get whatever it was. And I was like, I don't think we're supposed to be a drug dealer like this. Are we supposed to be taking this medication to help us? Yeah, help me be numb.
Yeah, that's what it help you do. Help you be numb. That's what it do.
And it doesn't cure some of it, I guess it cures you, or it makes you not, feel so bad all the time. But I was just outdone, because you're hearing this stuff on the news. And then actually when I met a young lady who was picking up some Ozempic. I told you she couldn't wear 100 pounds soaking wet in leather. And she said, well, she was getting it because it would help her get the last 5 pounds. And I'm like, $1,200 of your hard-earned money is enough for you to say, I'm going to take a drug even though I don't have a disease that the drug is made for?
Hey, people don't spend more money on that, don't just doing the bands and all that. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different ball game.
That is an entirely different ball game. And I think it's a tapestry that the physicians overprescribe medication. And I remember I had this one endocrinologist. He was a lovely man. He was a horrible doctor to me. And he wanted to treat everybody the same. And he wanted to treat everybody the same, and everybody's diabetes is not the same. Everybody doesn't, some people tolerate the medication. Some, oftentimes you have to get the medication adjusted. We have to get it changed, and we, the patients, need to know our own bodies. You shouldn't be walking into the doctor's office or the nurse practitioner, whomever is going to be talking to you about your health. And they say, so how are you feeling today? I don't know. Well, what you coming here for? You just told me I had an appointment. And you don't know what you in here for. They don't list their medications. They don't have it on their phone. Or, well, maybe they do have it on their phone now. But they would go in and wouldn't know what kind of medication they were taking, what they were taking it for. They just said, well, the doctor told me to take this and I'm taking it, or I don't like the way it feels, so I stopped taking it. And then you wonder how come you're real sick, because you're not taking the medication as prescribed.
Right.
It's like people have an infection. Okay. And they and one of the, for myself, I'll use myself as an example. Because of my diabetes, one of the things that I would always have is sebaceous cyst. I mean, I've had them in my face, in my mouth, all over my body, and I would get the antibiotics. The amoxicillin is an antibiotic, and they tell you to take the antibiotic. What is it? 3 times a day for 7 days.
Right.
3 times a day
until they gone.
You would take it for 3 days, and then you wonder how come you still got an infection.
Sometimes they tell them take it until they gone.
Right, until they gone. They give you a 7-day supply. You know,
well, they,
and they won't do it.
I don't
know. Not do it. They won't. Well, I felt better after about the 3rd day. Or
right.
God, how you forget to take your medication? How do you forget that you on insulin and you forget to take your shot and your blood sugar's in the toilet because you forgot to eat?
Right.
I never forgot to eat.
But you know what? And I'm a be an example of it. Sometimes you do get caught up when you doing stuff because you and everybody done that. You've been doing stuff and it ain't that you forgot to eat. You just got involved in what you was doing and didn't pay attention that you didn't eat because you're doing so much work. Yeah, but you can say it's
your
easy.
Your body tell you don't, T. Your body.
But most people are when you working hard. If you ever work hard, and I've done that before, you just forget because you're involved in what you're doing, and you'll bypass that because you're ready to get something finished, and you'll just go to the last minute. It sound like, oh, that's stupid, but when you get caught up in doing something like that, you do that.
I think, but that's you see the problem I have with that is. You can't expect anybody else to take better care of you than you take care of yourself. Be more concerned about you and your health than you are concerned about you and your health. And so to say, well, I forgot to eat, or I was too engaged. Okay, but people that got diabetes and we go too long without eating, our body starts talking to us loud and clear. We get dizzy, we get irritated, we get agitated, we can't concentrate, we start talking real fast, or you start talking real crazy and people don't know what's wrong with you, and your blood sugar is plummeting. Because when you get past a certain spot with your blood sugar, when you get past I think it's 70 and below, you starting to have a crisis. I remember one of our friends came out to visit us, and he was a person who was managing diabetes. No, he had diabetes, and everything that, could go wrong with a person with diabetes, it went wrong. So he comes out, and, we having a good time. I cooked this whole entire spread. People are all coming over, sitting down. We playing cards and having a good time. And he was sitting on the couch. And I kept saying, baby, come on in here, get something to eat. You haven't eaten since breakfast. And he kept saying, no, I'm all right. I'll eat later. An hour later, we had to call the rescue squad for him because his blood sugar had plummeted to 25. He was in stroke mode.
Oh yeah, because sometimes you do, and I talking to doctors and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you get so low, you don't want to eat, even though you need to eat. Your body be telling you don't eat.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, and that's where lucky if, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. Lucky that your body gives you that when you got diabetes. But if you ain't got diabetes and you ain't ate nothing, eventually you're gonna either pass out or you're gonna start getting them hunger pains, and them things hurt worse than anything.
And you start shaking and you can't concentrate, you can't get to, and that's when I know. When you say you get caught up in it, and that's when I knew I couldn't get caught up in this anymore. I had to pay really close attention to, my blood sugars and, listen to my body. I hadn't eaten since breakfast that day. And we live in Pasadena, and we were on our way to Los Angeles to do whatever we were doing over there. And the car hadn't even stopped. I'm in the passenger side. The car had not even stopped. And I stepped out of a moving car and was walking through traffic. And I did, and my husband, he literally, I blocked the traffic, and it was on a main artery, and I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I was doing. He had to put the car apart. He had to, get out, because he was like, wait a minute. He done threw the car apart. He done got over to he walked coming down the street with me, and when he got me and said, come on, I said, who are you? Why you touching me? And I said, oh, and he was like, okay, let me get you calm. Let me get you back in the car. We going home right now. I'm not gonna have you like this. And I said, when he told him, it was like I was having an out-of-body experience. Like that really wasn't me. Why would me and my logic? Why would I step out of a moving car and walk through traffic? But that's what it will make you do that. And you brought up people that don't have diabetes. We've seen people that don't have diabetes, or that's how they found out they had diabetes, because they went too long without eating. And anybody who does not eat, that's why we eat. They say eat 3 or 4 times a day. I graze all day, and keep the nutrients in your body to keep you going. And when you don't eat for 10, 12 hours, your body gonna shut down. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, and people don't even, what they don't tell you either. And I had to find out, and found out the hard way and all that. A lot of people don't understand that heat makes your sugar fall.
They don't.
A lot of people don't know that.
Wait a minute, plane is going over. Say it again. A lot of people
don't know heat makes your sugar fall.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that. And they'll be out doing stuff.
It's especially bad if you're in a hot, humid climate.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Realized that was going on. I went to my very first movie was in Florida, and in Florida, you wake up and it's a beautiful day. 10 minutes later, it's a big giant rainfall. Then 10 minutes later, it's dried up and the humidity is thick. I mean, you can cut it with
right.
And I couldn't find. We were trying to find out how come my blood sugar was so low, and it kept going low. And then they had an on-set physician, and then what they did was they hired an endocrinologist to come to the set to see about me. And he was saying, you have to be in a cool environment. This humidity is in this heat is wreaking havoc on your blood sugar. And I had never heard that. And it's the second person that said that, and people ignore that.
Yeah, because people don't. The reason they ignore it because they don't know it, and they be thinking like, "Oh, I just need to get me some water, and I'm this and that, and I'm no. Don't do that. Just go get you something to eat. Just don't drink water. Even the doctor told me that, and he said and the worst thing you could do is drink some cold water. He said that's the worst you can do.
Why do they say don't drink cold water?
Because it sends a shock to your body. If you already going down,
right.
And you drink something cold, it's gonna shock your body. Your body already going through something now. Now you adding confusion to it.
Right.
So they say just drink the water at room temperature. And do that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know because they don't understand what's the symptoms or understand what diabetes is.
Right. And how your body functions or will malfunction if you don't know. I found out a lot of people did not know that your pancreas is, a major organ with you in diabetes, because your pancreas is what produces insulin.
Right.
And so, and if you're not, taking care of yourself and putting the right nutrients in and eating the right foods, and one of the things one of the medications I take, I can't be exposed to the sun for a long period of time. So, like direct sunlight, so I have to wear a hat, and one time we went out to see, I guess the girls were cheerleading and the fellas were playing football, whatever it was. And we sitting out there in the bleachers, and I didn't have an umbrella. I didn't have a hat on, and I went to get up and I lost my footing. And my husband said, "Girl, your eyes was rolling around in your head." I was like, "Okay, we'll see y'all when we get home. I got to get
right. You can't play around. You
cannot
not at all. You can't joke around with it. You can't You know what I'm saying? But people don't know.
And
That's the problem. They just don't know.
okay, but wait a minute. But sometimes because the information is out there, you could get information on mostly all kind of diseases. I mean, we got WebMD. You can Google whatever it is. You can Google and find out. A lot of people are not proactive about their own health.
No,
Women will say, men are the worst ones. Y'all is big giant babies turning to man, baby men. I got a baby. I'm hot. I can't go no place. I don't know what to do. Well, let me just take care of you. And taking care of men with an ailment, y'all are the worst. You would think your right arm had been cut off because y'all can't. A lot of men can't deal with a lot, and I think it comes from that whole machismo, that macho thing. Oh, I'm a man. I don't get sick. I don't need to go to the doctor. I will live forever. And yeah, and then you come up with prostate cancer when we told you to keep going to the doctor.
right. I mean, it's just people. Period. People don't take care of themselves. They're not gonna. I get on social media before I get into go look at WebMD. That sounds real stupid. And then you talk to people that ain't went to school for nothing, but they know everything. You keep talking to these hood doctors that don't know nothing.
See, and we all got a hood doctor. They might have said, oh, you know what, my auntie, she went to nursing school, and you don't hear the part that she didn't graduate or she flunked out. You just hear, oh, my aunt went to nursing school, so she could, she could prescribe something for you. She could tell you what's wrong. My mother was a hood doctor. She was also a registered nurse, and she worked in the hospital. She worked down there at Charity Hospital, and so she knew what she was talking about. And everybody, who was afraid to go to the doctor, they would come to my mother's. They would come over to our house, and she would tell them they had chicken pox, measles. And remember when you got chicken pox and the measles and mumps, everybody in the whole household had to be quarantined. And so she knew what to do. She knew that you put calamine lotion on I think it's measles or whatever it is. She knew what to do, and she was all of my elders, they were all really good lay people to help you get through stuff. I told you they used to make the girls drink this stuff called asphyxity. They put it in a J&B bottle because it was green and had a liquor label on it, and we have like a teacup full of liquor in it, and then you take this ball. It looked like a big ball of glass, bottle caps, rock salt.
Right, y'all. But y'all ain't asked no questions. Y'all just took it. Y'all ain't asked no questions.
See, that was my thing. I was like, what is this? And why would I want to eat a bottle eat some throw up? Because it looked like a ball of glass. It looked like throw up in a ball to me. And they would get it and put in like one of the baby diapers when they were still wearing baby diapers. Pampers wasn't even on the market. And they would take the asphyxity ball, put it in a diaper, and hit it up on the table so it start crumbling up. And they would shake it down into this J&B bottle. And they would say, let it sit for an hour or two, and then you come back and you're gonna have you a quarter cup of that. And I said, well, what is that? She said, it's gonna be a cure for what ails you. I said, well, how you know what ails me? She said, because let me tell you about asphyxity. You eat that and drink off the asphyxity ball, and whatever you got, it's gonna cure it, or it might kill you. I'm like,
well, either way, you ain't gonna have it no more. That's what she trying.
That's what they were saying, and then I was like, but it worked. I got to tell you that it worked. It worked.
Right. You got
your breath smell. I forgot the onion smell. I forgot
your breath smell. Yeah, your breath smell like it sound.
Like you
Aston Burger. What you call it?
Asphyxity.
Yeah, asphyxity. That's what your breath smell like.
Your breath smell like shoes.
Right.
I mean, it was just horrible. And then in the wintertime, I told you we had to line up. I was so glad I was number 2 in the lineup. We had to line up to get a tablespoon of cod liver oil before you went to school. I said, but this make my breath smell like fish. She said, why is somebody up in your face to smell your breath? Why they up that close to you? And I was like, I don't know.
See, we never took that. We never used it all like that, but we use syrup or Ipecac all the time.
Oh, wait, syrup Ipecac is what they give you to make you throw up.
Right, and it made you throw up whatever was alien. If you had the flu would be thrown up in the cup. Like, oh my God, this is what the flu look like? I never seen it before.
I forgot about, and we kept when and the medicine cabinet looked way different than it does now. I mean, because we had medication in the, like they had a I want to remember the cough syrup black draw.
No,
Oh, it
no,
was thick. It was.
no.
I don't know if they even still sell it, but they
They
had black
shouldn't
draw.
sell it. They shouldn't sell it.
They
That's
know
how
it.
like.
Oh, this was a staple in our in everybody that I knew medicine cabinet. You
Ooh.
had black draught, you had cod liver oil, they had something with the asphyxity bar that they was holding just to make sure they could break it up on the next thing. And they had this a bottle of something. To this day, I don't know what it is, but it had a skull and crossbone on it.
I mean, yeah, that's not no. That's
I was
not.
like, are they trying to poison us?
That's what that is. That's what. That's
Oh,
what.
I know what it was. I know what it was. I know what it was. And it was called, it's called Paragord. And it was they had a eyedropper, and you could only get an eyedropper full, and they put it up under your tongue, and that was for fussy kids. When you was fussy and you wouldn't go to sleep, they go, I got something for that. Come here, baby. Or they put it in put it in your milk and put a little vanilla flavor in. And I guess you weren't supposed to taste the Paragord, but after the kids be sucking on that nipple, and they down. They
Oh
down.
yeah,
They
yeah,
gone. They out for
yeah.
12 hours. Said,
That
"Don't
was
tell me why people
knockout.
got a high tolerance for alcohol."
Yeah, that was knockout medicine. That
Yeah.
was knockout medicine. They just called it a certain name, but they was giving kids alcohol and the kids didn't even know it.
Oh, they used to rub liquor on our gums when we
Right, all day, all day.
I'm like, really? And they didn't think that was going to have any kind of effect on us or later on in life. And they're like, oh, well, I'm fine. Didn't nothing happen to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
my mama used to give me cough medicine every time she used to go out just to make me stay at home. For real, listen, for real, I ain't even lie. She gave me cough medicine to make me go to sleep, while she was going out. And it got to the point so bad when I hear her heels go across the floor, I go get it myself and take a swig and just be like, I already got it. You ain't got to give it to me. I already did it. I went to school. They was like, they put me in the slow classes because they thought I was slow. They just didn't know how much of the cough medicine my mama had been giving me all this year.
See, kids don't even know. And now they want to do it, go into their mother and father's cabinet. Well, where'd you get that from? Oh, this was in mom's medicine cabinet. That's why
that's that lean.
Drugs away from kids.
Yeah, that's that lean. A lot of these dudes be on that lean.
What's
on that
lean?
Cough medicine and cough medicine.
Lean?
Cough medicine and this certain sugary pop that they mix together, and it's not good at no point. And no, it's a lot of cats on lean, and that but it's cough medicine and this certain pop, man, and it's not.
That doesn't even make a lot of sense.
They ain't never sick, I can tell you that. I don't know
whatever
happened.
it is, it's knocking it out.
Yeah, I ain't never heard this. I don't even think. I think whoever took lean and was sipping on lean, I think they had the antidote to COVID-19 because all them people ain't never got sick. I was like, how y'all ain't getting sick? Be on that lean. Okay.
That sounds like when we were growing up, the fellas used to sniff glue in a bag.
Oh yeah, I could never do that. I seen somebody do that.
And the glue be all over their face, and they be just discombobulated. I was like, oh my.
And ink. They used to do the ink, the magic marker, that big thick magic marker. Snuff that magic. I'd be like, how is y'all even? You get high just using the marker. So how is you sniffing this marker? Like, I can't. I can't do it.
Sniffing a marker, a magic marker?
Yeah, they used to do that back in the day. I'm talking about them. I ain't talking about the little cheap little markers. I'm talking about them big thick,
fat ones.
Yeah, the big fat ones.
See, if you could find it, they'll probably find it.
I couldn't. That's like mixing. Well, some people try to be extra clean, but you can't mix all the chemicals in the house and be, you know what I'm saying, mopping the floor.
Be all right.
And think you gonna, and the windows ain't even all the way open. Like for real, you about to pass out up in here. You done mix Clorox, you done mix Lysol, you done mix Ajax, you done mix all this stuff together, and you don't think at any given time this water might blow up?
Okay.
You don't really think that, huh? Yeah,
And then a lot
okay.
of them found out the hard way. Like they found out the hard way you don't mix bleach and ammonia. And some fool in the neighborhood said, well, why can't you mix bleach and ammonia? And he mixed bleach and ammonia and it exploded and he lost a finger. And he'll tell you in a
Yeah,
minute,
that.
man, what happened to your finger? I mixed bleach and ammonia and they told me not to do it and it blew up and that's what I get. That's just what I get. Because sometimes you do stupid stuff because you think you can do it and then you got to pay the consequences of it.
Think about who learned the lesson when you mix all them chemicals together. You mix them when you mopping the floor, and then you wake up on the floor. Like you wake up, like what happened?
The
Like you done
toxic
passed out.
fumes.
You
The toxic fumes.
yeah, them feel you done mix what? You done mix Lysol and you done mix
Bleach.
Pine Sol and
Uh-uh.
Clorox. Yeah, yeah. It's
And
a
you know,
point to be clean,
and
but
you
not.
know, and you know that we had our folks had the staples. You had bleach, Clorox bleach, and people say all bleaches are the same. Now I beg to differ with that. We used to remember this
Yeah,
detergent.
yeah.
It was called Oxidol, and it was detergent with the green crystals in it. They said
Right,
it's bleach.
right,
And
right.
when we would run out of soap, they would go get the Tide or go get the
Oh.
Clorox or go get the Oxidol or go get Cheer. And they said, well, let's make bubbles. I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to be washing our behind and dish and washing powder.
Joy. A lot of people done washed up in Joy because they done ran
Oh,
out. You know, like
oh no, we hadn't graduated to the liquid. And the one thing I said, when I get my own place, there's certain things that when you move out, you're like, I'm never gonna have in my house, and certain things you are gonna have in your house. From reminiscing of and how you grew up. One thing I said you weren't gonna ever find in my house
what?
was alligator syrup,
Right.
molasses.
Right.
I wasn't having no molasses, alligator syrup. You put a drop of that on your pancake, and that stuff will go down into your stomach like for the duration. And it was something else. I wasn't gonna eat molasses, and I just wasn't gonna have alligator syrup in my house. And when my mother came out to me, she said, "Well, baby, do you got some alligator syrup?" I said, "Mother, I will never have alligator syrup in my house."
Never.
Mm-mm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. People be getting down on it, but this is the worst. Yeah. And I found out the hard way. I'm gonna tell the truth. I found out the hard way when I was little that you can't eat K-Rup syrup.
K-Roll syrup, no, you can't eat it out the bottle.
But you be thinking, because I thought in my mind, I said, oh, okay, this is like, without the coloring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I poured it on some pancakes.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You talking about the nastiest. And I was about 11 or 10 or 11 and didn't know, because we had ran out of Aunt Jemima. You know what I'm saying? So we ran out and I was like, oh, she do got some syrup though. They got this K-Roll syrup. So I'm gonna just use this. Man, listen, had my mouth tuned up, was ready to go. It was sinking into the pancakes all good. I was like, yeah, this is about to be good. And boy, I bit into that thing. Oh my God. Like
you can't even chew. You can't chew
Oh
it.
my God. Oh my God.
Chew pancakes with K-Roll syrup. Yeah, we learned the hard way. We did. I said we used to make apple suckers and popcorn balls with it, And so she always had a bottle of K-Roll syrup, and we decided, well, it's syrup. It gotta be all right.
No.
Lips be all stuck together. You can't chew.
Right.
And then when it come, oh my God, you think you're gonna die like you done ate a brick.
Like, yeah, like you done ate the worst of the worst. Like, it's like you done ate earwax in the back of your ear. You done licked your fingers with this. It's like the nastiest, like, for real. The thing, because
just
I know
the
I'm
visual
hood.
of that. Just the visual of that.
The back of your ear.
You know what's bad though? You know what's bad? When you tell your friends, come on, you can eat some of the syrup. Let's eat this. You watch this.
That is the worst. And see, I'm hood bound, which I ain't gonna lie. I was hood bound. Because back in the day, everybody did it. Most people did it, but I used to eat Aunt Jemima and just give me some bread and pour some syrup on.
Sandwich.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ate a syrup sandwich.
Right. I just did that. It didn't even have to be cooked.
We ate bologna sandwiches with Aunt Jemima pancake mix, Aunt Jemima syrup. And that's another thing. in a way, I'm kind of like despondent. I'm just upset that they took off Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's. Now it's whatever company that they make. It's gonna be Aunt Jemima pancake, Aunt Jemima pancake syrup, because Aunt Jemima pancakes is like the spring without the fall. There's nothing worse in this universe than no Aunt Jemimas at all. I ain't paying y'all a damn for that.
Oh, dang.
And
But
I
I
still
didn't even
eat
know they
Uncle
had a
Ben's.
song. I
That's
just
the best
remember.
converted rice like ever.
Yeah, I didn't know they even had a song for Aunt Jemima because I was just like,
Are you
did she?
serious?
Because Miss
Oh, come
Butterworth,
on.
Miss Butterworth used to talk to us all the
Right,
time.
the bottle talked to us, right? See, that's when you done went to the high rent district. When you got Miss Butterworth on the table, you got a glass bottle, and she talking to you. Oh yeah, they had
She'd
a
be
song
like,
about
"Oh,
Aunt
she used
Jemima
to,
pancakes
yeah,
without the syrup is like the spring without the fall. There is nothing worse in this universe than no Aunt Jemimas at all." And
but
I
see,
make my own pancake mix.
Miss Butterworth used to be like, "Hey, baby, good morning to you. Are you enjoying your pancakes? Yes, I am, Miss Butterworth. Yes, I
And they
so
said that was
good."
a racial stereotype. Miss Butterworth wasn't no racial stereotype.
Nope, she was a bottle of syrup.
Yep.
So I don't know who
Right.
she was supposed to be. I don't know what she was.
I don't
I
know.
don't.
They just find stuff that, just to talk about just because it sounds crazy.
Ain't
Well,
log cabin.
this is
Ain't
our
log
time.
cabin. Ain't
Say it
log
again, I'm
cabin.
sorry.
Ain't
I can't
log
hear you.
cabin the racist. Ain't log cabin racist. That would be racist. Log cabin.
See, that's kind of stupid. That's like when they say, well, I don't eat that because that's girl food. Or I don't eat that because that's man food. I'm like,
Who says that?
oh, I've heard people say that to me a lot. Well, I wouldn't eat that. Like one of my friends, she don't eat steak. Well, she don't eat steak in front of people. She eats steak, but she says she don't want no man
What?
to her eat. I don't know. People that's crazy. Like men don't want to wear pink and orange. Well, now they do because they got orange tennis shoes and shirts that match their whole arm.
Right. I just can't stand people that don't let their food touch. That irritates me to the fullest.
Because it's stupid. It's going in your mouth. It's going in your stomach. It's going through your intestines. It's going to mix.
It's not a section that is separated in your body.
No.
It's not. It's not. People be like, "Ooh, I don't want my peas to touch my corn, and I don't want my corn to touch my rice." Like what? What are you talking about? Like,
and
I
don't let the peas roll over accidentally. I can't eat this. And they were meticulously. First time I ever saw that, I was at camp, and this little girl, she, we got the food on, and we ready to chow down, and she sat down and she methodically moved all of her food so it wasn't touching. And I was like, so can I just ask you why you separating your food like that? She said, oh, I don't want it touching. I don't want it touching. I said, okay, it's going to touch in your stomach, right? The peas aren't going to go down one side, and, the meat go down the other side, and the mashed potatoes going to go down another. It's going to all go down. You're going to chew it up. You're going to swallow it. It's going to go through your stomach, go through your intestines, and then it's going to come out.
Yeah.
She was a stickler about that. And, when I look back at it now, she had OCD. That's what that is.
Yeah, because I had a friend that had that, but he was worse to me. He would separate his food, and then he would eat one food and then wash it down with some water because he didn't want it to touch in his mouth.
And they think we're crazy.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute. I said, what are you doing? He said, he eat like his vegetables first. He'll eat his vegetables, then wash it down, wait a couple minutes, then eat something else. Like he wouldn't eat them like back to back.
See, that takes too much concentration. Look, I'm going to
I said, what's wrong?
That's going to be too much work. Some people put, as my son says, you're putting way too much on it.
Right. Get it over. When he did that and put water in his mouth to kind of like rinse, I said, man, is you for real?
See, and now that would be something. That would really be something. Well, this is something. It's always a good time. Babies, know that we love you. Follow Mother Love and Cool TLC at Cool TLC. And follow Mother Love on Facebook and Twitter and X. That's Twitter and X. And Restream and all the platforms. Pinterest, we're there for you. We love you. Tell them where they can get in touch with you, how they can see you and hear you.
You know, I'm on all the platforms. Y'all know all the platforms. You can always catch me. I'm always sliding over there in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all that. And you can also go to cooltlclive.com and you'll get all my links and all that stuff and find out where your boy is at.
That's right. At the end of that preposition, we thank you very much. We thank you all very much for tuning in. And maybe next time we tune in, you'll want to get involved in the conversation with us. Know that we love you and there's nothing you can do about us loving you. Peace, babies. Be well, be safe.